What's up, everybody? Dark 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys, listen. So apparently tomorrow the PS5 Pro is supposed to be announced. I'm gonna tell you from the bottom of my heart, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Now, I know that may surprise some of you that don't really watch my channel and only assume certain things about me, but I'm gonna keep it real with you, okay? I'm gonna tell you why the PS5 Pro is not a waste. It's not unnecessary. It's not whatever. It's just like every other Pro edition or mid-gen refresh that's out there. If you want it, you get it. If you don't want it, you don't get it. But this is what I'm gonna say, okay? When it comes to PlayStation and Xbox, look at what they have done and believe them based off of their actions. Now, if you want to believe them based off of their word, that's up to you. And some things that they said did come true, but you can bet that if you believe them based off their actions, you're going to be perfectly fine. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, Xbox is clearly showing you that there's no need for an Xbox. Literally, you could play every single Xbox game without an Xbox. So they're clearly showing you that that is a route that they're okay with you taking, okay? PlayStation is showing you that they are embracing PC, right? They're showing you, no matter what they tell you, that's only our tempo games, they are literally showing you that they are embracing PC. Now, it might be timed exclusive, but they're still embracing it, okay? Another thing that these companies are showing you, especially PlayStation, is that they will use their hardware to their full potential. Unlike Xbox. I'm speaking facts now. I don't care if you get hurt or your feelings get hurt. Just listen to me. Before you even start typing it, just listen to me, okay? This generation, the PS5 has embarrassed the Xbox Series X. Flat out. It has embarrassed it. Oh, wait. I already know you getting mad already. Listen. Remember that before these consoles came out, it wasn't supposed to be close. No. I remember clearly. The Xbox Series X was supposed to be way more powerful than the PS5. That's what it was touted, right? It was simple math. 12 teraflops versus whatever the PS5 has. Was it 10 teraflops or whatever, right? More teraflops, more power, right? It was supposed to be simple math, right? I remember how... I know y'all hate when I bring up frames, but this is something that I was thinking about when I was thinking about making this video. I'm not the first one that brought up frames. Before these consoles came out, people were saying that 60 FPS was going to be the minimum on the Series X. Yeah. I remember that. That it was capable of 144 or 120, whatever, but 60 was the minimum. Right? 60 was the standard or whatever the actual wording was. I remember this. I remember that the Xbox Series S, and the only difference between the S and the X was supposed to be resolution from 4K to 1440p. I remember this. You're not going to gaslight me, buddy. I remember this. Okay. So it was so bad that even some PlayStation fans believed it. And I remember the narrative that they had. They said, I remember the phrase games over frames. You guys remember that? Maybe you're new to this and you haven't been doing this like this whole entire generation, but I've been doing this since this entire generation. I have been console warring since this entire generation. If you don't like console wars, then click off my channel. Like, I don't understand why people watch my channel and then they'd be like, well, grown man console warring. Yes, this is what I do for fun. It's entertainment for me. I don't take none of this stuff serious. I don't hate nobody over a freaking plastic box, but I do like to talk trash. Anyways, listen. But at the beginning of this console war generation, I remember even some PlayStation fans believed in the power narrative so much that they would say games over frames. And then the beginning of the generation started, and game after game after game kept coming out that ran just slightly better on the PS5, slightly more stable on the PS5. The Series X, for the most part, in most games would win resolution battles and stuff like that, but when it came to the performance part, PS5 slightly better, to the point where people that were doing this analysis were getting confused. I remember they were like, this doesn't make sense. What's going on? And then the genius of Mark Cerny was shown, that he made a console that was easier, apparently, Again, I don't know about this is true or not, but it seems like it. It's easier for the developers to use. Not only that, the console is easier for the developers to use, and the console has a bigger install base. So there's a bigger incentive for game developers to make sure that it runs extremely well on that console. Boy, let me tell you, game after game after game came and proved, right? And if there's anything that you can say now, is that you cannot definitively say that the Xbox Series X runs games better than the PS5. You can't, because there's way too many examples where that's not true. You would be lying. If you want to mention 1 or 2 games, that's fine, but you would be lying, okay? All right. First-party games. I mentioned third-party games. First-party games now, okay? Sony is going to use their hardware. While people that bought an Xbox Series X have to wait for patches to come out for us to experience a 60 frames per second game, listen to that. We got to wait for a patch for 60 frames per second. PlayStation has been giving their players 120 out the gate, ray tracing out the gate, VR out. And this is what it comes down to, okay? This generation, if you bought yourself a really nice TV, like I just finally got myself a really nice TV. My TV does 1080p 240 frames with VRR, or it does 4K 144 frames with VRR, HDR10, Dolby Vision. Like the TV is nice. The only thing that my TV doesn't have is that it's not OLED. That's it. But my TV is a nice, beautiful TV. But if I was only using the Xbox Series X, do you know what a waste of money that TV would be for me? When I'm playing freaking Hellblade 2 at 30 frames per second. When Starfield dropped, I'm playing that at 30 frames per second. When Redfall dropped, I'm playing that at 30 frames per second. Like, do you know what a waste that would be? And on the other side, the PlayStation fan base is playing God of War Ragnarok at 120 frames for no reason at all. Just smoothness on their beautiful TVs. Sony is going to use their hardware. And that's why, if the PS5 is embarrassing the Xbox Series X, just imagine what the PS5 Pro is about to do. I'm telling you right now, there's people that are downplaying this PS5 Pro, and it's almost like you're not looking at what Sony is doing. Sony's not playing about their hardware. Sony's viability is their hardware. They need their hardware to sell. So you think they're going to skim off on that? No. This PS5 is going to be a monster. Here's another thing that Sony does too, right? PS5 Pro. Sony, for the most part, uses their gimmicks. You see that DualSense controller. You see people praising that DualSense controller. To me, it's a gimmick. It's just rumbling. But you know what? They use it. There's people that will literally tell you that shooting on a DualSense is like shooting a real gun. The triggers feel identical. Whatever, dude. Somebody said that you could read in Braille if you use the touchpad. Like, I'm telling you right now, they use their gimmicks. So, they're going to use the PS5 Pro. I believe they will. So, for me, the price of this PS5 Pro is going to be extremely important. And now, for me as a PC gamer, the problem that I have is that I have to be smart and figure out, does it make more sense to spend that money to upgrade my PC, which would be probably yes, or would it be smarter to spend that money and get an entire system? Well, it depends what that system does. You see, Sony is still at the mercy of other publishers. I'm not worried about Sony's first-party games. I'm not. And that is a huge problem. I do like performance. I want to use my TV. I want to play when I only had a TV that only did 60 frames. Oh no, my TV before also did 1080p 120. It just didn't have VRR. But when I freaking want to game at 60, I want to game at 60. If I'm not worried about PlayStation dropping their games, making sure that they run at 60 frames. Why would I worry about that when they have proven that they can do that? On the PS5 Pro, man, those games are going to be beautiful. What I'm worried about is Sony would still have to be at the mercy of these third-party developers, and they might still drop their games at 30. And that would suck if you got a machine like the PS5 Pro and you still got to play games at 30 frames. Right? Like that would suck. But For everyone out there that's downplaying this announcement tomorrow, look, bro, I'm no fool. Mark Cerny has proven his genius. Let's see what tomorrow brings, right? And if the price is right, more PlayStations are going to be out there. And then what? And with more PlayStations on the market, that means Xbox is definitely putting more games on PlayStation. Why would they not? That makes why would they not? And if Xbox games run better on PlayStation, what was that one game? Pentiment that ran better on PlayStation. It's the principle. I know it's a side scroll, but it's the principle, right? Sea of Thieves, didn't that look better? Hi-Fi Rush, didn't that look better? Dog, Xbox games look and run better on PS5. And y'all tripping over, y'all think the PS5 Pro is not gonna hit? Look. Right now, some of you guys are gonna be surprised that I'm making this video. But again, that's because you really don't know me and you really don't watch my channel. Okay. I have given Sony its props before, and I have given Xbox its slapping before as well. Okay. I prefer Xbox over Sony. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm unbiased. But some things you just can't lie about. God of War, Kratos can't jump at all, yet he can walk at 120 frames. Why? It's just a flex. That's all it is. Starfield, Redfall, Hellblade, all these games, 30 frames when they dropped. Now, 2 of those 3 games are running at 60. Xbox doesn't prioritize the Xbox Series X. And we know this. They don't make third-party developers prioritize the Xbox Series X. Right? Because the Xbox Series S still exists and all that other stuff. Right? I'm not blaming the Xbox Series S. I think it's an amazing console. But you got to know what it is. Okay? I don't know how this video is going to go over. But I'm just speaking truth right now. I'm excited for the PS5 Pro. I'm excited to see what this thing is. I just don't like the Sony ecosystem. That's it. If Astrobot should have came out for PlayStation Plus members, whatever the highest tier is, Concord should have been on there as well. Like, they should do the day and date stuff for their first party games. I think Sony should. I know you probably gonna disagree with that, but that would make their ecosystem even more enticing, in my opinion. I don't know. But hardware-wise, I'm not questioning Sony, bro. Get out of here, bro. How you gonna question Sony hardware-wise? Hardware-wise, they know what they're doing. Their TVs are amazing. Their freaking headphones are amazing. PS5 Pro. Listen, my Xbox brethren, just sit back on this one. Don't do it. The PS5 has embarrassed the Xbox Series X. What do you think the PS5 Pro is gonna do? I'm chilling though. I'm a PC gamer, so I'm neutral. Dark 1985. Oh my, bro. If they drop Starfield on the PS5 Pro and it's got 120 frames per second mode with ray tracing, better than you can play it on the Xbox Series X. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine a world like that? That's just disrespectful. We out. Peace.